computer is picking up a strange signal. Here, sir, you better take a look at it.
Hello listeners, and welcome to another episode of Life Through a Prism with your host Rob Tierney. And today we're going to have a look at an article that was written on the website called The Conversation, dated August the 12th, 2024. There will be a link in the show notes if you wish to go and have a look at the article. So the article is titled, "The percentage of Australians with disability has surged in a few years. Here's why." Updated figures show Australia has witnessed a significant surge in disability prevalence, marking a pivotal moment in the nation's understanding and measurement of disability. According to the Survey of Disability, Ageing and Carers gathered in 2022, the number of Australians living with a disability increased to 5.5 million, or 21.4% of the population. This is a striking increase from 17.7% in 2018, a figure that had remained relatively consistent for 2 decades, 15% in 1998. The rise was seen across genders, with a notable pickup in the number of people reporting profound or severe disability. The proportion of primary carers with disability also dramatically increased from 32.1% to 43.8%. So what is driving the increase? Are these numbers truly reflective of reality or influenced by changes in how data is collected? About the survey. The Australian Bureau of Statistics, or ABS, conducts a survey every 3 years, providing detailed insights into the lives of people with disability, those aged 65 and over, and primary carers. Released last month, the 2022 survey collected data from over 13,700 households and 1,100 care accommodations and group dwellings between June and the following February. Although the criteria for defining disability have remained consistent over the years, the latest survey introduced some methodological changes that could have influenced the reported rates. One of the most significant changes was the introduction of an online participation option, which 41% of households used. This shift to a more private and comfortable mode of data collection may have encouraged disclosure of disability and discussion of sensitive needs. Nevertheless, this increase likely reflects a more accurate representation of the population. Some argue greater willingness to disclose disability could lead to greater increase than the rates collected over the years. Disability disclosure often limits collection of accurate data, particularly in employment, where up to 56.9% of employed people with disability did not disclose that to their employer. A real increase. Several factors might contribute to the upward trend, including heightened public awareness, better diagnostic criteria, and an increase in long-term health conditions with disabling impacts. Notably, this survey was the first conducted in the post-COVID era. COVID was the leading cause of disease burden globally in 2021 and has lasting health impacts that may contribute to the rising disability rates. Australia's ageing population is often cited as a key driver of increasing disability rates. Older Australians, who made up 17.1% of the population in 2022, up from 15.9% in 2018, have higher disability rates than younger people, with 52.3% of older Australians reporting a disability in 2022, compared to 49.6% in 2018. Despite the rising number of older Australians with disability, their proportion within the total disabled population actually decreased from 44.5% in 2018 to 41.7% in 2022. So although ageing contributes to the trend, other factors are at play. Younger people. The most striking increases in disability prevalence were observed among children aged 0 to 4 years, and young people aged 15 to 24 years. In these groups, prevalence rates jumped from 3.7 and 9.3% in 2018 to 5.7% and 13.9% in 2022 respectively. One significant contributor to this rise is the increase in autism spectrum disorder diagnoses, which climbed by 41.8% from 205,200 people in 2018 to 290,900 people in 2022. Autism is the leading cause of disability for children under 5 years of age, and the increase is largely attributed to increased awareness, improved diagnostic criteria, and expanded screening efforts. These allow for earlier and more accurate identification of autism, a trend that mirrors global patterns. Increased awareness, changing attitudes. The growing prevalence of disability also signals a broader societal shift. Our research shows community attitudes and education about disability are slowly improving. Most Australians have reasonably positive attitudes about disability, although that varies between types of disability. The gradual shift towards greater inclusion and reduced stigma may lead to more people recognising and reporting disability in surveys like this one. And this brings with it an obligation for Australia to provide better services, more inclusive public spaces, responsive healthcare systems, and greater economic opportunities for people with disability. Defining disability. Statistics are crucial for understanding trends, but they don't always capture the full picture. The Survey of Disability, Ageing and Carers defines disability as any long-term limitation or restriction resulting from an impairment lasting at least 6 months that impacts daily activities. Although widely accepted, this definition has been criticised for perpetuating a deficit-based view of disability. Many in the disability sector advocate for a strengths-based approach, emphasising the mismatch between impairments and the environments in which people live and interact. The language and categories used in surveys can impact response rates and consequently prevalence figures. It is important to recognise people with disability have diverse experiences that do not always fit neatly into predefined boxes. Two people with the same diagnosis may experience vastly different impacts on their lives, shaped by personal, societal, and environmental. Acknowledging this diversity is crucial for developing more nuanced information and shaping policies and services that truly cater to the needs of people with disability. The trends in this latest survey highlight the complexity of disability and the need for more inclusive and comprehensive approaches to defining and assessing it. As these trends continue to evolve, exploration and adaptation will be essential to ensure the rights and needs of all people with disability are fully realised. What do you think of those statistics? What do you think of that article? Does it surprise you that the number of people with disability are rising? Would love to hear your thoughts and comments. Until next time, dear listener, take care and bye for now.